projects that we implemented in 2007, and the project was implemented in Kawempe division, particularly in Bwaise 2. In this community, we built biogas digesters, at that time 3 of them in number, for 3 households which were using zero grazing cows at their homes. The idea was to contribute towards reducing deforestation, whereby most people in these communities cook with charcoal. The intention then was to construct biogas digesters in this area, which were to be used to provide energy for cooking food at the household level. The project built a few digesters, but in the process, we trained many of the community members in that area, and we gave them knowledge on how to understand these biogas systems, but also how to build them. And we also linked them to highly qualified technicians who could support those who have their own money to build other digesters in the area. You can see here the photographs of the construction of the fixed dome biogas digester. This is built generally below the ground, which means that even if a person has a small compound, a majority of them can be buried, and then they can make use of the top part because everything is under the ground. The process of biogas production produces biogas from any organic household waste, but the production is much better if you have cow dung. That's why we're constructing them at households where people had some cows under zero grazing. But to increase the biogas production, even other organic household waste can be applied in the digester, provided it can be chopped into small particles, because the anaerobic microorganisms which do the degradation work slowly, and normally work better when the particle size of the waste is small. That's why, in fact, cow dung is preferred, because then it can be easily mixed with water, and then the particle sizes there are really small. When the process of anaerobic digestion takes place, we mainly get 2 products. So you get the biogas, and then you get the bioslurry. Now the biogas is piped through a pipe whose outlet is at the top of the reactor, and when the gas is produced and it becomes a lot of it in the digester, it has a lot of pressure. So when you open the gas pipe, the gas really comes at high pressure when there is too much of it inside. That pressure of the gas is also responsible for pushing the slurry out of the expansion chamber, so you don't actually have to physically remove it. So if you construct a channel, for instance, that takes it to a nearby garden, if you have it, like one can see in some of the photos, then you don't have to carry it, because it can be pushed by the pressure of the gas and can go in the garden and fertilize the crops. So you will get biogas and can use it to cook the food. You can also connect a light, so that you can use it for security lighting or even for light inside the house. Then, having used biogas for lighting, but also for cooking, then the bioslurry is a very good fertilizer. The difference between this bioslurry and, let's say, fresh cow dung is that for the bioslurry, the anaerobic digestion processes mineralize the nutrient content in the organic waste. So they have a better nutrient content that is more readily available to the crop as compared to the fresh dung. Moreover, it is generally stable, and also stays in the soil longer, and improves the soil structure, as well as the production of food. So it not only adds nutrients into the soil, but it also adds organic matter and humic substances which are necessary for the long-term soil health. So basically, this is what the process is, and we are always interested in promoting this technology more and more. And it is, in fact, a good thing, especially for schools where you have large concentrations of children in one place, because then you can produce a lot of biogas that can be utilized in cooking at the household. By the way, in one of the homes which had biogas, the owner of the home had also a farm outside of the city, and he found the biosolar to be very good for his farm outside of the city. So he had a pickup, and what he used to do, he used to collect this biosolar and put it in jerry cans, and whenever he's going to his farm outside of the city, he would carry it there, and he really realized a very big difference in the area where he fertilized the soil using that biosolar. So it's a very good way of sustainable management of waste by getting resources out of it to be able to cook food at the household, but also to provide lighting, both inside and security lighting outside of the house, while at the same time also getting biosolar, which has got very high fertilizing value to increase the agricultural production. So that's it, and I hope you have learned something about it. And we have the capacity and competence to construct these digesters in case anyone would like to have one. Thank you for listening.